Well, it's been a team approach. We're all in this together, and we've been talking lots about the challenge we have in front of us, and what we need to do to face it head on. So it hasn't been one or two guys. It's been the team, and everybody's sticking together. So I think that's a good sign.
What is the biggest thing in your mind that needs to change from game three to tonight?
It's tough to say. What the one biggest thing is. I think if you look at the games, there's a mix of obviously good things that we're doing and areas we need to improve on. But for us, the biggest thing moving forward for these next couple of games is just having the belief and the confidence in our group, and that we got to go out there and win one game here, then we'll take it from there. So for us, it's just the belief and the internal confidence that we have the guys that are going to go out there and compete.
Does it help at all? I mean, the outside world seems to have really thrown its hands up and said, "Oh, there's no way these guys are coming back."
Mm-hmm.
Does it help, like, you just play a free and easy game rather than a pressure-packed game, or does it make any difference?
I wouldn't say it's a free and easy game when your season's on the line, but for us or for me personally, I don't know what the outside world is saying. All we're focused on is our group, and again, having the belief and the confidence in each other that we can go out there and play and win one game and take it from there. So I don't think it's a free and easy game. I think we're going to go out there and we're going to play like we have our backs up against the wall and we want to compete, and our main focus is just on tonight and playing well as a team and competing, and again we'll take it from there.
What have you identified that Florida did well against Utah's this last couple of games?
The Panthers?
Yeah.
They've done lots of things well. They're a great team. They've played extremely well. They've been great in the neutral zone. They've forechecked hard. They've had good goaltending, and there's a number of different things that they've done well that have made it real tough.
What have you seen from Joseph that makes you believe he's ready for this one?
I think he's a really mature young man. I think if you look at how he played at the end of the regular season, he was outstanding. When he came in for us, and we have all the confidence in the world in him, and he's ready. And it's on us as his teammates to help him out, make him feel comfortable. Do our job on the ice, and try to make his life easy.
Where does the team go for belief when you're down 3-0 this year?
You go wherever you can find it. It comes in all different forms for different people. But ultimately, I think it's been good to have 2 days in between games for us. It's not always my favorite thing. You want to keep playing, but this is a time where our guys have had a chance to, reflect and do some thinking, and find that motivation and find that belief. However, that may be for different people.
Where did you find it, wasn't for you?
A number of different ways. Teams of the past, players of the past. Talking to family members, talking to people that have the belief in you, in the group, and there's a million stories, out there of teams that have come back and players that have, beaten adversity, or, not just athletes, other people as well. So, whatever works for you, I think it's important just to get your mind right before tonight and just get ready to go.
Morgan, you guys were Stanley Cup favorites 10 days ago. How surprising is it to you that you find yourself in this position?
Yeah, I think for one, we're not really paying attention to the odds or the lines or anything like that. But, I think whenever you're in this position, you're, a bit surprised. But, ultimately, if you look at the games and, you look at what we've done, we're here for a reason. And I think we understand what we need to do to claw our way out of it. So, it's not a position that you would choose to be in. But, we're here, we're fighting. We're not going to go down easy. And, there's lots of other teams who aren't playing right now who would do anything to be in our position. So we have to take advantage of that. We have to believe in one another and go out there and work and compete and just kind of see what happens.
Jake, you mentioned the stories of other teams that have done it before.
Yeah. Again, there's lots of players and teams in the past that have done it, and even in your younger years, whether it be junior or even earlier than that. You look at times where you've beaten the odds or something like that. So, he's a guy that's obviously done it at a very high level, and you're leaning on all different types of people, and Jake's certainly one of them. Thanks, guys.
What are you picking up ahead of the combination game tonight?
It's good. We're all excited for the night. Just to get out there, leave everything on the ice, and get that one win.
What has to change on the ice tonight from Game 3?
I just think if we give them our best tonight, I like our chances to win one game.
Why?
Yeah, just look at our group. We have a great team in there, and if we play at our best, I think we have a good chance to win.
Even on both sides of it, is there more pressure on the team that's trying to eliminate the one team, or more pressure on the team trying to stay alive?
I don't know. I mean, it's always hard to win, and I think especially that fourth one is usually hard to get. And like I said, we're still looking for our first, so we got to start there.
How do you deal with pressure of the elimination game? What's your kind of process?
I mean, that's fun too. This is the type of games you want to play. Gotta get out there, relax a bit, and have some fun with it too.
What do you think makes you well on that line with Austin and Mitch?
Maybe it's been working pretty good before, and I mean, hopefully we can get something going tonight. What have the Panthers done to make life difficult for the group in general?
Yeah, I mean they got a good team. They're playing good right now. They're feeling good about themselves. They have 6 wins in a row, so they're feeling good. So we got to take it from them. They're not going to give it to us for free.
They've talked about how their forecheck is like the key for them. How do you negate that, I guess, tonight?
Yeah, they have a good forecheck. They've been doing a really good job. We got to try to get out of there quick, catch them, and go the other way.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, sense is good. I mean, obviously we've had a couple days to kind of reflect and think about it, and we obviously know where we're at right now. And yeah, it's guys got to leave it all out there, and yeah, I mean everyone's gonna bring their A game, I think, and yeah, it's just obviously we know what we're up against, and we know probably what Florida's talking about, and you know, obviously they're trying to send us off, but I mean, in our minds, still a long ways to go, and we just got to get that first one. We'll go from there.
When you reflect on it, why are you in this situation? What are the reasons?
I mean, there's certain times throughout the games and series where, you know, we've played some good hockey and had a lot of looks and opportunities, and you know, haven't been able to convert. And there's some other times where, you know, we've kind of made our own mistakes and got ourselves into trouble. But in saying that, I mean, we've learned from a lot of the things that we've done now in the series, and you know, like I said, I think that's what it's all about. You don't want to dwell on the past. You want to learn from it, and you don't want to get too far ahead of yourself either, thinking, you know, how big of a task it could be, or you know, anything beyond that or the future. It's kind of, I think the boys are locked in right now in a present moment, and that's really all we can control and focus on is you know, how we show up tonight.
How do you keep yourself from thinking about the future and what could happen?
I mean, for me, past experiences, I just on a personal level, I mean, anytime I get caught up in, you know, thinking about past experiences and, you know, what I could have done differently or whatever, dwelling on certain things, you know, just creates negativity. Or sometimes, you know, what I've learned is, you know, not very good at, you know, controlling the future. Obviously, I mean, you know, you think about the future, but if you think about the future of the past, that means you're not, you know, where you need to be presently. So, just personal experience. I think that's one thing. Guys, just be in the moment tonight, and you know, obviously the future's down the road, so there's no point thinking about that.
What have you learned in your career about what it takes to have success in these type of games?
Well, I mean, obviously, you know, you go over details and tweak things within, you know, the system or game plan or react or the way that, you know, maybe they're doing things, but in reality, it's in games like this, I think it's just down to will and compete, and you know, winning those 50-50 battles and pucks, and you know, winning races, and yeah, just playing with heart, and you know, whoever wants it more. I think that's a huge part of it. Is you know, these games are hard. I mean, and that's why, you know, it is so hard, because you know, it's little details. It's winning pucks at the blue lines. It's, you know, winning the battles in front of your net, getting to their net. It's just you know, it's the little details that add up, and that's why it's so challenging, and that's why there's only one team left to do it at the end, is because you know, it's tough, and that's why the good teams do it.
What have you learned about this group's heart and how badly this core wants
Say that again.
When you said it's, you know, heart.
Heart?
Learned about this group's heart and how badly the core wants to win.
Well, in my mind, obviously our backs are up against the wall. And we're not in a great position as far as where we are in the series, and we're in a hole right now. But sometimes adversity could be a good thing if you respond the right way and react the right way. So yeah, obviously, like I said, I think we've got a really good group in here. I think, in my mind, have the opportunity to be a resilient group. So yeah, like I said, you don't want to look too much further than tonight and showing up and competing. And yeah, like I said, obviously we're up against a great opponent who's feeling it right now and who's hot, and they're showing what they're capable of too. But our focus is what we can control and how we prepare and how we show up to the game tonight.
As a veteran guy, do you take it upon yourself to look around the room and see if someone's kind of feeling the pressure or looks a little mentally off, and do you talk to them at all and take that upon yourself?
Of course, yeah. At the end of the day, we're all in this together, right? So, yeah, if a guy's, maybe having a tough shift, it's come back to the bench, pick him up, and carry on. And you'd want that the same way coming back the other way too. That's what good teammates are for. And yeah, you definitely want to, help each other out any way you can. And obviously, not everything's going to be perfect out there. There's emotions that run high, and there could be you could be on highs, you could be on lows. But I think at the end of the day, if you have good teammates, you're always there to talk you through it and surround it and bring that compete within one another. And yeah, that's obviously what the good teams do. It's the great teams the players lead.
From your limited time here, what have you seen from Joe, and how do you think he'll respond to the moment, even as a rookie?
Yeah, I actually didn't really know him at all, and I think the first game I played was he was in net in Calgary, and I knew nothing really about him, to be honest with you, other than the fact that he was a promising young goalie. But just he's composed, and he's got a great mentality out for being such a young goalie. And obviously, I'm sure there's a lot of outside noise. The one thing I know about him is he's pretty locked in on how he prepares, and I don't think he reads much into it, which is a good thing. Obviously, being in that situation, and on top of that too, he's really athletic, and I'm not a goalie guru or nothing like that, but yeah, he's been great every game that I've been part of with him, and yeah, he's just one of the boys tonight and has to come out and do his job along with every one of us.
Sheldon, what's the message to the team on this day?
Same as it's been the last couple days, right? At this point, you're messaged out or meeting out because we've had so much time between games. So just reinforcing the things that we've been talking about here, which is that we have to get one win and focus just on that. We want to build some positive momentum here as a team, and we're right here. So let's just start tonight.
Do you think that time between games has been a benefit to your group, or would you think you'd rather just get right after?
It remains to be seen, right? If it goes well tonight, I think it would be a benefit. If not, perhaps it hasn't. But it's been a little bit bizarre. One game in 5 nights, you don't really get that even in the regular season normally, let alone the playoffs. So regardless, our guys are prepared, I believe. I think we're in the right headspace given the circumstances. I think the guys are just excited to go out and play.
You said the other night.
Yeah, I'm just wondering why you decided to stick with Matthews and Marner together, even as the offense hasn't been flowing.
Yeah. Well, I've looked at it a lot, right? And, for good reason, there's a lot of focus on the last game in Game 3, but also in Game 2, that line was quite dominant in a lot of ways and controlled a lot of the scoring chances, had a number of chances, as did Tavares and Nylander together. When you get into a game like this, you look at the big samples, you look at all the different things that have happened throughout both the regular season and the playoffs. Matthews and our team has been the best. Our lines have been the best when it's been Matthews, Marner, and Jarnkrok. It's the best line we've had all season, both when we've used it in the regular season and in the playoffs. And then through this playoffs, we've looked at it, and there's been different things that we've used. But a lot of times when Marner's gone down with Tavares, that gives Tavares a boost. That hasn't really been the case. It's been Nylander that's been really giving that group a boost. So I don't see a lot of reason to change it there. And Kerfoot with Tavares Nylanders, that's as good as that line has been as when Kerf's been there. So we haven't liked Bunting in that spot as much, but he liked the energy and stuff that he brought with Rielly. So just really puts the lines together well there for us in terms of what I believe are the best lines we've used through this playoffs, and even in some cases the bigger sample for those that have had it. So you put your best group forward and let them play.
You said after the last game that Game 3 was really the pressure game, and that after that they could just go and play Game 4, sort of take the pressure off or whatever. Do you still feel that way, or is it still like they can just play and not worry about the result?
Well, I think it's a bit of both, right? I mean, there's still pressure. Like you want to extend your season, you want to keep playing. So there's that, and that is real. All that said, you're also at a point where, for good reason, given that you're down 3, a lot of people, or if not everybody, certainly a lot of people have written you off. So it's a little bit of both. The reality is our group wants to continue to work together and continue to be on a path of winning here, and you can't do that without starting with one win here tonight. So we're focusing on that.
Sheldon, you're right. In the big sample size, Austin and Mitch have done well together, not just this year but in the past. Looking back at Game 3, when you looked it over, why do you think they struggled so much in that situation?
Well, I think, again, anytime you lose, everything gets magnified, and for good reason. That's the way it goes. They're in the winning business. I think there's a combination of things. I think there's a number of shifts that we just couldn't get out of our end, and some of the things had nothing to do with them. It's not them with the puck. It's others, and plays not kind of getting them on offense. Some of it's them not digging in and not winning battles and not getting into the net. Some of it's you don't get a power play, so it's harder for top people to really get going. There's a lot of things that go into it, but this, like I said, it happens quick, right, in terms of how the narrative and things change. As I said yesterday, the production and the performance of a lot of these guys that we're talking about and questioning here now, they're the reason why we're here, why we're even playing when there's only 8 teams left playing in the league. And in Game 2, those guys were dominant and had more chances in that one game they had in the entire Tampa series combined. And then all of a sudden in Game 3 it goes dry. You don't get a big win at a key time, and now you're questioning everything. So the emphasis and focus for me is to block the noise and the distractions, go out and compete, and leave it all out on the ice here today.
A few of your guys have mentioned the importance of being in the right headspace for a moment like this. I'm just curious what the team does in terms of mental preparation between games. Are you offering them people to talk to, or guidance that the coaches talk to them? What kind of work do you do on that side?
Well, we have a number of resources that are available to the players, and they know that. Some of it is confidential, and it's between them and those people. Obviously, there's the coaching side of it, and you're meeting with the group collectively. You're meeting with individuals. That's not just myself, but the rest of our staff. So yeah, you're having all sorts of conversations there. The players themselves are having conversations, and those are probably the most important ones at this time of the year. Let's say, like I said, I think the group is far from finished in terms of their approach and their mentality, and they're excited to get out and play to bring this thing back to Toronto.
What have you learned about
One last question.
in elimination games? What have you learned about the balance of knowing your season's on the line, if things aren't working, like when to make a change? What has been your experience in these spots?
I mean, it's been tough, right? A lot of these elimination games we've been in, they've been so close, right? The margins are so thin. You're one shot away here or there. So that's the thing. You're always balancing, right? You don't want to change things too quickly. You want to give the guys, especially those that over the big sample have come through for you. You want to give that time to work and find its way. At the same time, it's on me to monitor that situation shift to shift, and going 11 forwards and 7 defense, there's going to be some fluidity of how the lineup moves about anyways, and we've seemed to do well with that and find success with that. So that in itself will move things around. But like I said, I think the players individually and collectively just got to have their mindset right here today to just focus on having their best game.